Out we go. Before you even throw the punches, your stance must be right as far as your pivot. You start off with your pivot, get on your pivot, and it's light. The jab goes like this. This is exactly how the jab goes. Jab.
Counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford.
Floyd Mayweather recently visited Terence Crawford's training camp, offering valuable insights on how to overcome Canelo Alvarez. During his visit, Mayweather shared strategies that helped him secure victory against Canelo in their 2013 bout. He advised Crawford to focus on speed, sharp defense, and precise counter-punching to exploit Canelo's weaknesses. Mayweather's experience and guidance could give Crawford an edge as he prepares for this career-defining challenge against the bigger and powerful Alvarez.
You bring the hook with it. You can go to the body. Jab. Just double jab. Triple jab.
At a recent press conference, Canelo Alvarez did not hold back in his assessment of Terence Crawford's career. He pointed out that in his view, Crawford has not faced any truly elite opponents so far. Canelo expressed confidence that he represents a level of skill and experience that Crawford has yet to encounter. This statement wasn't just bravado. It was a psychological tactic designed to plant doubt and pressure on Crawford ahead of their showdown. Canelo's remarks reflect his belief in his own legacy as one of the sport's top fighters, and he seems determined to remind everyone of the gap in experience between himself and his challenger.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna
you.
be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
nobody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Same shit everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Max Kellerman gave a sharp analysis when comparing the two fighters. He highlighted how Crawford's jab has become one of the most effective tools in boxing today. Kellerman noted that although Canelo once possessed a similarly sharp jab, it has faded over time, and now Crawford's precision and speed in this area give him a clear edge. Furthermore, Kellerman emphasized that Crawford's tactical intelligence could present major problems for Canelo, who primarily relies on his natural size and power. This breakdown underscores how strategy and technique could outweigh physical attributes in this matchup.
Best jab.
Crawford.
Best defense.
Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in recent years. Although Crawford is also hittable. With any fighter, when you talk about their defense, the question is not, can they be hit with a shot? You take punches. Everyone, the greatest defensive fighters ever get hit. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Floyd Mayweather, they all get hit. The question is, can you hit them with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring. But, early in his career, he had a problem with that and was much more comfortable counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power. Canelo also has a great chin. But in terms of, if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher who wants you to come to him.
Nikiko Ali, grandson of Muhammad Ali, has openly voiced his support for Terence Crawford. According to him, Crawford's character and skills inside the ring are exemplary. Ali admires Crawford's dedication, discipline, and talent, seeing him as a fighter worthy of being called one of the greats. His endorsement highlights how Crawford's influence goes beyond mere achievements. It speaks to the respect he commands among boxing figures connected to historic legacies.
People with Canelo before Canelo's last fight, but then after Canelo's last fight, it seems like it's more 50-50 now. So everything is just the build up for that fight is just going to be absolutely magnetizing. Like that fight, it's garnered so much more buzz after Canelo's last fight, and Bud is Bud. He's one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. He is one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Have you sparred any of them?
I haven't sparred Bud yet. I haven't been in Canelo's camp. I've met Canelo a few times. I love Canelo's team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades.
Canelo Alvarez has acknowledged Crawford's abilities with professionalism. He stated that when fighters operate at the highest level, weight classes lose some of their significance because true professionals can adapt. Canelo expressed his commitment to preparing with maximum intensity, understanding that facing Crawford requires more than relying on natural advantages. His comments reveal his respect for his opponent and his awareness that this bout demands peak conditioning and sharp strategy.
Smaller guy, and why do I need to fight this guy? For you, what changed? Tell me about the moment where you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll do this. This sounds like a good idea.
No, if you're thinking about it, look how big turns this fight. It's a big fight. No, that's why made me change. But I've been in his situation before, jumping weight classes, and when you're a good fighter, that doesn't matter. So I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on training very hard because Crawford is very good fighter.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with that, because now it's reversed. He's coming up in weight. What could be dangerous? What aren't we seeing that maybe you see in this fight?
No, everything. He's a good fighter. Obviously, I know that, and I need to be careful. I need to be careful in everything.
Everything. He's a good fighter. Obviously, I know that, and I need to be careful and everything. Show Eyes the adult provided a balanced perspective on this fight. He praised Canelo's physical strength and the intense nature of his training camp, highlighting how these factors contribute to Canelo's consistent dominance in the ring. At the same time, he recognized Crawford's unique ability to understand and counter tricks due to his wrestling background, which adds layers to his defense and attack. However, Showbiz maintained that Canelo's experience
understands that he has to be smart. And I think with this one specifically, it ain't just about being smart. He knows he has to look like he's never looked before, because again, if he doesn't and he beats Canelo, everybody's just gonna say, well, that's Crawford, so I think he knows that this is the performance of a lifetime and everything has to look right. He knows in order for it to look right, he can't just go out there and let the dog go. The dog is, you got to work his way up to the dog. Yeah. Hey, show the clip real quick. I don't know if you showed it already, but this is the dog you're talking about right here, right? And so I pulled this clip right here. I seen it on social media this morning.
Don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
And I pulled this clip, right? But this is Terence.
That's who he is.
He's not gonna swing on Canelo. He already know that part of the game. But what I asked you, were you ever trying to send a message to your opponents? He's letting you know, and it's no act. And that's what I really wanted to show, is that's not an act.
No.
That's not, there's 30 security guards.
I don't know,
and,
it feels a little contrived.
You think so?
I think a lot of people feel it's a little like.
Well, I'm glad you used a big word that most of us don't know.
Hey, I don't fight as good as you guys. I had to learn some big words, right, to make up for that.
Don't look it up. Just ignore.
You
what
need big words to get out of fights. You know, you need big words to get out of fights. But you know, okay. So case in point, our guy Hafey, sitting right there, producer extraordinaire. He had a picture of Terence Crawford in New York.